everyone, welcome for this new weekly community show. I hope you're all doing excellent and you are ready to discuss with me about the latest news of Embers Adrift, and we have plenty of things to discuss today. First of all, of course, the weekly patch notes, then a little recap of what happened during the month of October. Yes, I wonder what did happen in the month of October. Not a lot of things, probably. And then we are going to discuss and discover a new content creator in the first guild of the week. Isn't that nice? And so if you have any question, do not hesitate to ask anything you want. The ancient bear, goodbye. That was the last week we saw him. He's gone forever. Let's have a little minute for the ancient bear. Thank you. Some of us camp you for hours and hours and hours. Some group were competing with each other to get your skin. Ancient bear, we're all running around with one of your weapon, your headpiece, or your skirt. It has been nice to know you. It has been too short, but it has been good. To every player that had the chance to do the Ancient Bear quest, now it has been changed. The Ancient Bear is Misha, and it's not related to the quest that you can grab in the Hulking Tower. So that quest has been modified because of feedback. We have been discussing about that in the patch note the last week, but now the change has been put in place, so this quest has been changed forever. We have something to talk to you about. The bulk of this week was focused on fixing some memory issues on the server. See below. Beyond those improvements this week bring you a new static dungeon in the Meadowlands, a new /rope command to help you get unstuck, a number of bugs fixes, and a slew of design improvements. The server memory leak update, and that has been something. Those past few weeks have uncovered a server memory leak causing our zone executables to bloat in memory footprint the longer they are up. This eventually leads to our server running out of memory, which leads to the operating system closing zone to avoiding a system lockup. That's why Northreach has been down several times. It's very annoying. 90% of my time this past week has been spent investigating and implementing fixes for those leaks. To make a long story short, the way Unity really handles the destruction of objects within the game is not what I expected. I've had to relearn everything I thought I knew about how it happened, and when the engine released memory reference. In my opinion, this particular issue never surfaces for most users of Unity, since most are not running an executable for days on end with tons of players traffic and tens of thousands of NPCs spawning in and out. The build-up of memory for each individual player's NPC is quite small, but over a long enough period of time, those dangling references ended up adding up to a large chunk of memory. My work this week has eliminated a huge chunk of dangling references, and I'm hopeful that this will severely reduce the rate at which our server executables grow. The plan moving forward is to take memory snapshots of the servers just before they come down on Thursday, so I can continue to find and eliminate additional dangling references. Thanks to everyone for their patience as we work through this. So basically, this is not something we could have known, neither through Unity documentation, because we are one of the only Unity MMORPGs. at least a MMORPG with a lot of players and a lot of, dead mobs and NPCs spawning and dying and respawning and redying and that kind of things. And it is not something we could have seen during the beta and the alpha because the change and the speed at which mobs were killed and respawn were smaller as well. The release of the game has brought up a lot of new problems that we could not have tested because the change in population is drastically changed, which is good because it's nice to have new players, but yeah, there it is. So we are very sorry for that because we know those problems, and to have a zone crashing, it's really annoying, especially if it happened in the middle of the night. But we do what we can, we do as best as we can to sort those issues and to ensure that they don't happen in the future. But there it is. We can do what we can do. All right. So, what do we need to read? There's something that's really nice. The water is back in Meadowland, which is really cool. You remember that a few weeks ago we had to disable the water in Meadowlands because the nav mesh were going wrong? Well, this nav mesh has been cleansed, it has been improved, and therefore you're welcome to swim again in the beautiful lake of Meadowland. I am very happy and satisfied about that, because to not be able to swim into a beautiful water offering itself to you is extremely frustrating. There's not a lot of MMORPG where you can actually swim, but it is really nice when you can do it. So let's enjoy that. Alright, so here it is. That's what I was speaking about. Meadowlands Water Collider has been removed. With last week's update to the nav mesh settings, the shorelines came out a bit cleaner and should reduce the frequency of Undawn's Wrath. You know, that spell that you receive if you're trying to escape a mob and avoid its damage by kind of cheating, and one of the way of cheating is to go in the water. So if you are trying to escape the mobs by going up on a rock or in the water where it cannot reach you, you are getting attacked by a special spell called Undawn's Wrath, which increases in damage very fast, so you cannot escape that and you're dying. So don't do that. Don't try to cheese the fight. You have to fight a mob. Respawn rate increased on the island of Ill Fate. Remove the level 30 resource around the lake. Increased skinning level for named wolves in the cave connector, the passage between wolf and spider caves. Fixed skinning level of named crocs in Aquifer, was fixed previously but accidentally reverted. Return river spawn to Meadowlands and added pocket of mobs in the more forested area. Very nice. That's a lot of improvement that we're very happy to have. This is something nice too. New shirt visual added to the loot table and replace some rare shirt visual. The martial dodge ability is changed to grant parry. Mandrake seedling. So the mandrake is this kind of little plants that are walking around, animated plants. You know, the mandrake seedlings. They have been spotted at New Haven Valley. Those variants are not fully mature and therefore not harvestable. That's to add a little bit of, how can I say, fantasy spice to New Haven Valley and to intrigue you. What is this? What's going on? What's happening? Let's now check out... Oh no, that's something very important, because some people are a little bit annoyed with that. So quests. We need to speak about the quests. Taming the Meadowland has been split up into 2 new quests. Yes, you can take the new one if you have completed Taming the Meadowlands. Double rewards. Unfortunately, some people have just not completed that quest, and as the quest has been removed, well, you are fucked up. Sorry, guys. Someone has been saying we could have warned, and that might be true. Next time, we will probably pay more attention when something like that happen, so you guys can complete the quest before it is removed forever. Halik Towers, that's what we were speaking about, the ancient bear, now require you to kill any of the bears in the cave. Misha is the ancient bear now and is not part of the quest. So that's what we have been discussing a few episodes ago. We do not want to include rare mobs and rare spawn in our quest anymore because it causes too much frustration. Therefore, the rare spawn are still happening. Of course, this is part of the excitement to explore and suddenly stumble upon a rare mob, or maybe to make the effort of ganking one and camping one, but this is something that you will choose. And so this is separate. So if you are finding a rare spawn, maybe that spawn will drop you a different quest, but that quest will be entirely separate from the quest you receive from NPCs. Hunting in Northreach now no longer requires you to kill Night Hunter, but instead requires you to kill Spider. Then again, Night Hunter was a rare spawn. Not only it was rare, but it was also only spawning during the night, making the quest quite difficult to finish. Hamal is no longer quite so stoic regarding Brock's fate, and cleaning house quest is now disabled. So to all of you that has completed those quests before they got removed, well, you can think with pride that you were there at the beginning of Embers Adrift. You know, back in my days, you had to camp the ancient bear for hours. It's pretty cool in itself, isn't it? Another important change, it is /world and /trade have now slow mode enabled. This restricts users from broadcasting to those channels to once every 30 seconds. We are going to try this for this week. If you think that 30 seconds is too slow, if you think that those channel has lost a little bit of their charm or their usefulness, please share with us your feedback related to that change. Your feedback is still very, very precious. So that will be it for all of those bugs, fixes and improvements. Now let's check what's news. New stuff. The Undercroft. That's the new dungeon in Meadowlands. A new static dungeon has been added to Meadowlands. This level 26-27 dungeon has various sections supporting solo, small group and large group play. It currently resides in the Aquifer zone, but it's not connected to it in any way. We are working on tech to better identify zones you enter even if they are within the same scene. Another really nice addition, rope, a new command to help your friends to be unstuck. We have added a new /rope command to assist players in getting unstuck. This command requires a defensive target to be within 3 meters of your character and remain there while the command executes. This command is on the same timer as /stuck and operate in a similar fashion. We have in-depth logging when this command is used, and we will be monitoring for abuses so we can make potential adjustments. So this will also allow devs to not have to save players that are getting fallen to the ground or whatever. So if you are with your group and you have fallen into something you should have not fallen into, they can get you out. Possibly, maybe. That's something very important, guys. Adjusted the number of available Ember drifts at any given time. To avoid issues with unrecoverable bags, we are aiming to have all drifts available at all times, although the entrance location will continue to cycle position. So, this is something important. A lot of problem with the dynamic Ember Drift, which was very fun, okay? It was really cool. You were walking around in the zone and suddenly there was, oh, an Ember Drift formation popping in. Let's go, friends, let's go to the dungeon. And up you were teleported to the dungeon, and that dungeon was available to you a certain time. As long as you were inside, it was all fine. But when you get out, this Ember Drift had disappeared and you did not have access to it. If everything go fine, it's nice, but if you are dying and you're losing your bag into the Ember Drift and then the Ember Drift is not active anymore, you do not have any way to recover your bag. You can wait and hope that a new portal is spawning or roam the whole zone and trying to find one. Once you go through the portal, you are not guaranteed that it's the actual dungeon where you have died that will pop back in. So it has happened to many players and we had to help them as GM to recover their bags, and so we understood that it was a problem with the design of those dynamic dungeons. Therefore now they are always available. You can find different entrances through the zone, and we will be rotating between different dungeons at some point probably, so you still have a variety of dungeons because that was the fun part of it, but not in the same ways. Let's see the work in progress. Smartbone, if you are still there, look at that. That's the things I was telling you about. New creature art has been delivered, awaiting tech and design. Look at that, guys. Isn't that a really amazing creature? We can zoom in. Here you see this face. And the detail. And some of you have been asking for panther, from lion, for cats, from cat creature. Here it is, and that is the ashen variant. So when this creature is respawning as an ashen variant, it's transformed, that's how it will look like. Now listen to the lore related to those creatures. Redmane, that's the name of the creature, it's a redmane, are primarily solitary hunters, due mostly to the fact that once they smell blood, they enter a feeding frenzy and will readily turn on their own to sate it. In this state, as they lick blood from their mouths, their coarse tongue tear off the soft tissues of their face and eyes, and they will keep licking until only bone remain. Too blinded by their own hunger, they remain excellent hunters, that thanks to their unparalleled hearing. Rumor has it that even though they have lost their eyes, once they smell prey, a faint shine can still be seen in the depths of their bloody sockets. So do you see that? This is really creepy. I have an ex-wife that looks similar. Oh my god. Is she also blood frenzy? But yeah, so that's the story. It's the lore related to their face and why you only see the bones here. It's because they are so rabid, so savage when it comes to licking blood, that they are licking their own face up to the moment there is nothing left. That's why they look so terrible. New stuff that are being worked on. Item linking. You have been asking for that. We are getting it. Item linking in chat is about 90% complete. We're still working through a few usability concerns and hope to have this in for next week. More ashen. We have received ashen textures for crocs, raccoons, rats and wolves. Those will be implemented shortly to expand our ashen variants. Repair costs, we are looking into improving how repair costs are calculated to mitigate repair costs at higher level. Still some work left to do, but just wanted you to know we are working on it. We should have this updated by the time players get to high enough level where it starts to become a pain point. In New Zone, we are still whittling away at New Zone. This week we have brought you a new static dungeon to Meadowlands. We will next swim back around to some more static dungeons for Dryfoot and Red Shore. There it is, and here you have the list of the known issues if you want to read them up. Alright, let's be speaking about the next subject. So this is related to the feedback you are providing, guys. So we do have a section on Discord where you have a forum for your feedback. Any of you can open a new thread, share a proposition, and start up a discussion with other players. The first things I would like to ask is to never criticize the ideas of someone else. Even if you disagree with it, you can answer that in a nice and respectful and encouraging way. Because when you are mocking someone who come up with ideas, this person will most likely shut up and not want to share anything anymore in future. And we don't want that. We want people to actually dare to speak up, to share their idea, to share their feedback, be honest and open about it. And we don't want anyone to mock them for that. You can disagree with someone, you don't have to belittle that someone for it. If you disagree, just say, I disagree and this is my position, that's what I think. Or I prefer this idea, I'm sharing this idea. You see, that's very important because often we see those type of discussion that turn into a warfare. And that's not the point. Everyone is doing their best, everyone come up with ideas, and it doesn't matter if it's a good or a bad idea. What matters is the person is voicing it. And so we, the devs, can read it and consider what's a good idea, what's not a good idea for our game. So, now that we have been speaking about that, if you have any kind of feedback, please go on Discord or on our forum. That's up to you. A quick note about the dev team from the executive producer. This message has been published on Discord, but for easiness, I am showing it here, so it's more clear. We want to thank you all for your support. It has been a wild ride going from pre-launch to launch. Your response to the Embers Adrift launch has been amazing. It's extremely gratifying to see you all enjoying something we have worked so long and hard to create for us all. Thanks for coming out and supporting our indie studio. The testing we did in alpha and beta doesn't correlate perfectly to how people are playing the live game too. In fact, it is vastly different, and as a result, we are working to make adjustments based on the new players' mentalities and other unforeseen effects. This is an iterative process, and we are very lucky to have such a passionate player base who care about the game giving us feedback. If there are changes that doesn't perfectly accomplish the goal we set, we don't want you to lose heart. We will continue to iterate patch to patch. Please continue to /report, post on the forum, and use the suggestion channel on Discord so we can analyze everything. I want you to know that we are 100% reading all of your feedback. The fact is that we are a very small team, and while we read all of your feedback, responding to it all has become a challenge. The devs still need time to dev, so you won't see them chatting as much as we used to in pre-launch. We will communicate as we can, and rest assured that we will read all feedback. We will bring up the most voted on suggestion and most concerning issue we find at our meetings, so voting on the suggestion is important. Please don't use that channel to argue, just leave your impressions so we can spend less time sifting through all the feedback. Thank you all so much for your dedication and support. So that's a quite important message related to the feedback. Please continue to give it. Please know that we are reading it, there's a lot of feedback, much more feedback than before, so we cannot participate to every discussion. It also detracts from the discussion. You know, when you have to read 20 thread on Discord, it takes time. It takes some time to read everything. So more you have useless discussion in it, and I'm saying useless because an argument between two players is not really constructive to what we want to do in the game. It will just make us lose time, basically. It's the same thing with sorting out disputes, having to moderate players. All of that is taking time away from what's really important. So if you really want the dev team to work on what matters the most, just don't do disputes and don't make us moderate you. That will be great. Well, I'm saying you, of course, I'm not saying that specifically you in the chat need to be moderated. It's just general, obviously. But we have been discussing that last week. It was quite an important discussion related to the behavior of players. Following up that, so if you want to read this, you can read a thread on the forum that I've been posting last week, actually, asking the people to behave in a nice and respectful way, and to not troll each other, to not grief each other, etc. But we are currently working on a play nice policy that will be published, and that will stand as an official take about what we expect from you, and therefore allowing us to clearly take measure against people that are breaking those rules, those policy, either with a temporary ban or with a definitive ban. We have banned definitively one player last week that has been impossible in the chat, extremely toxic and linking porn, and we do not accept that. We do not accept excess of toxicity, and certainly not putting bad link into the chat. So it's unfortunate to have to say goodbye to a player, especially an active player that seems to enjoy the game, but if you behave bad, that's what it is. There is no room for you in the community. Let's speak about this beautiful newsletter, the Embers Adrift October 2022. What are we celebrating? Well, we are celebrating the launch of the game. It has been a little bit more than 3 weeks. I think it's 4 weeks now. This weekend it will be 4 weeks that the game has been released. Alright, sorry. So let's restart this again. So this is the October newsletter that are celebrating the launch of the game and the Halloween event, which happened really nicely. October saw the launch of Embers Adrift. It has been a crazy month with a lot more people and a lot more feedback. We are feverishly trying to analyze that feedback and use it for making the adjustments we think are necessary to maintain our gameplay pillars with a bigger and more ravenous player base. Thank you to all our players for supporting our indie studio. It means very much to us as a small company made up of a few people with a dream to fit a missing piece of the puzzle into the MMORPG market. You can support us by buying the game here for yourself or for a friend and subscribing as time goes on. When you support and subscribe to Embers Adrift, you are not helping a big weak CEO buy a third home. You're helping regular folk raise their families and make a decent living, and we're very grateful for that. As you continue to support our studio, we will be able to keep adding great content into Embers Adrift. So far, the response has been overwhelmingly positive, and we are excited to say that Embers Adrift will be sticking around. Here are a few things that happened in October. Of course, we had our Halloween event. We had a screenshot contest. I still need to provide the prize to the winner. We have 3 winners. There's 3 prizes to sort that out. So I am been in contact with them, and so I'm going to fix this. Hopefully by the weekend they will be with the new turnip hats and their 10 silver in their bank accounts. So a group of streamers, they're speaking about the group of streamers. There it is. A group of streamers were brought together for the weekend as well. We are going to do more streamer marathon in future. You can count on us. I need to prepare the next one. So we'll be speaking about that in future. And game content. In October, we were mostly focused on server stability and technical soundness, but we did find the time to add several new dungeons. The Aquifer is a static dungeon that can be found in the Meadowlands, and multiple Ember Vein dungeons, dynamic, that are accessible through Embers Adrift, which were added to Northreach, Meadowlands, and Dryfoot Fallow. Each has its own set of rare and common monster to fight, as well as rare item. Now, like we said, those dungeons, while still have dynamic entrance, are constantly there, so if you die inside an Embers Adrift dungeon, you will be able to go back to it and recuperate your bag. Right. So first of all, and before to enter in the section, I want to tell you that I want to promote every guild, because I think it's important to speak about the guilds that are in the community, and it's fun to do that. Now, sometimes one member of another from a guild may have committed some not so nice thing. That can happen. Some member of a guild may have caused a train. Maybe some member of a guild has been rude to you or have stolen some loot or something like this. It is still very important when something like that happens to not put the whole responsibility onto the guild leader or the guild. It's not always easy to control the behavior of all of your members, and sometimes you want to be a little bit more lenient. Some guild leaders are not very strict with their member, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that every single members in the same guild are assholes because there is 1 or 2 that you have met that have been rude. And some people can also have a bad day or something like this. I wanted to preface this because I do believe it's important. In the community, you will not get along with everyone. Some players are more aggressive than some other. You will have your own sensibility different, and as long as they're not breaking the rules, and we are going to publish the rules very clearly, some people will be less nice than others. That's how it is. So you have the power of deciding with which person you want to interact, if you want to block someone, if you want to ignore them or not, if you want to have a discussion privately with them. But it's very important, I think, to not fuel any drama. And anything that is brought up publicly, naming and shaming, or enlarging one problem with a person or a couple of persons to a whole guild is fueling drama, and this is something we want to avoid, because when you start up a fire, it's much more difficult to extinguish, and generally you are going to spread up hostilities that are not needed. So that's just a little suggestion. Is Fires of Heaven. So why I have been choosing that particular guild rather than another? Because they are organizing guild member events. This is a greet and meet event with their member, and the guild leader has shared with me just some screenshots because the guild leader was pretty happy about the activities that happened with this guild, and I thought it was really cool, and so I decided to choose that guild for the first one. And so I will have a little words to say about it. Look at this. That's all their member. You see, they're all gathered around Embers Adrift. There's pretty a lot of people, actually. Yeah, they have many cool members. And that's really nice. And the guild leader is really cool as well. I had the occasion to discuss with this person several times. And so, that's Fires of Heaven. An Embers Adrift guild. You can of course see the recruitment threads on the Discord that is saved for that effect, alongside many other really cool guilds, and I will pick up another guild another time. But let me now read a little message from the guild leader. Fires of Heaven on Embers Adrift started out as a small group of players from Fires of Heaven EverQuest Project 99 Green server. I'm known as Honeywell here in Embers, but many know me as Ezekiel on EverQuest. We have no formal affiliation with the guild that started on Vishan server over 20 years ago. We are the second-gen players embracing a more family-friendly and casual gameplay for quality of life. This is something important because I received some private message of people that were confusing Fires of Heaven with another guild that apparently was not really nice on some other MMORPG. Apparently. So Fires of Heaven is a brand new guild here for Embers Adrift. If you have any question, you can directly address them to Honeywell. We are aiming at creating a strong and helpful guild while learning how the game works. We are working on building a group of people willing to share discoveries and help players get through content. Those games can be extremely difficult to progress in. That's why it's our goal to create a knowledgeable and supportive culture for us, but also for the community as a whole. We're thinking of ways to create more events like the meet and greet in the future. We are also trying to build up an item database. We are also trying to build up an item database, bestiary, maps, and quest help for the wiki. The wiki, which is created by Alice Blue, Archer, and some other alpha tester. I've been a long-time fan of Embers Adrift, and the release was a surprise to me. It's a dream come true for a lot of us to have found a game that plays and feel like the harder MMORPG like EverQuest was. Anyone interested in joining Fires of Heaven can reach out to Honeywell. Many thanks to all of the developers, Elloa, Alice Blue, Level Up Larry, and my friends from EverQuest for supporting me and making this game so special. Isn't that a nice message? I think it's a nice message. So here it is. That was Fires of Heaven, a large guild created for Embers Adrift that also have some members playing EverQuest, but it's not the same than the old guild. Really important. So as she's saying, I played with a large number of them, but I usually make friends with individual, and Honeywell is great. Yep. So if you also have a guild and you want me to introduce it in this show, you can book me with some documentation so I can do a nice little presentation of your guild. I will do that for many different guilds. Let's check a new content creator, shall we? So the content creator I want to share with you is a YouTuber. I've been introducing a lot of Twitch streamer, especially during the streamer marathon. You had the chance to discover many streamers that are streaming Embers Adrift regularly and that are building up and shaping the community. But today, I need to present you a streamer from YouTube. Actually, because I do that less and we have a tendency to forget YouTube streamers, but it's also very important. So this is Scouting Nate, no, what I'm saying, not Scouting Nate, NPC Nate. NPC Nate, which is a YouTuber, he has created a video introducing Embers Adrift, which is really nice. They have a very nice commentary, a very clear voice. It's a very nice vision as well. And so I'm going to show you a little extract of his content.
Embers Adrift is a low fantasy indie MMO developed by Stormhaven Studios. It is designed to be a bit more on the realistic side and to have a classic MMO feel with some tabletop aspects. This means that there's no easy mode and there is no endgame. Instead of mindlessly leveling as fast as you can to endgame to finally have fun with your friends, this game focuses on grouping up and making friends as you level. The experiences along the way are the whole point to the game. Stormhaven Studios has claimed that there is no hand-holding in this game, and that's why there's no minimap, no compass, offering instead a giant planet at a fixed point in the sky to represent north, and a map that doesn't show your location on it unless you're at a special campfire known as an Ember Ring. They have also said that they want to create an immersive experience for gamers to create a community within, so that they can enjoy a more meaningful gaming experience together.
As we don't see Scouting to introduce himself, I would like to go back to the beginning of the video so you can actually see him.
Hello everyone, I'm NPC Nate, and today I want to talk about a new indie MMO called Embers Adrift.
Yeah, so you can discover him on his YouTube stream channel. So that will be him when he's streaming.
That's the most important thing. Whoa, burly deep bat. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I think he has a very nice, calm, and clear way of expressing himself. And the quality of his stream is pretty good. NPC Nate, not Scouting Nate. I don't know why I say Scouting Nate all the time. Sometimes my brain is bugged. Don't mind me. But yeah, so
I start using my number 3 at the end.
He's also a really nice person. So I had the chance to discuss with him several times, or to see him hanging out in the stream. It's really cool.
Oh, okay.
Elloa confirmed. There it is. Yeah, so in this stream he's just doing a dungeon run. But you can see on his channel here that he has plenty of video. He also have video about other games. And he has short. And here there's all his past live stream. And he has started to play very regularly Embers Adrift. The thing is that maybe less known to discover streamer on YouTube. So if you want to discover a streamer on YouTube that is playing Embers Adrift, I think NPC Nate will be a good call. I'm going to give you the link towards his video and towards his channel, so you can check that out by yourself. We have a marshal. Just again, yeah. Am I completely frozen? No, already. We have a marshal, we have a brigand, we have a striker, we have a knight, and a warden. And I am a duelist. And we're going into Central Vein, which should probably not be overpopulated as it was in the first 2 weeks of release. That was something that was a little bit annoying, is that the dungeon, which are aimed to be a scary experience and an initiation to how dungeon are behaving in Embers Adrift, were super packed. Well, it was kind of an initiation, meaning like, guys, it's a shared dungeon, it's not an instance. You can see it now. Maybe you need to learn to share, you know, to say, oh, you know, make a rotation of group going or whatever it is. We're there with our little group. All right. Crossbow is a weapon for supporter. Ready? We may cross some rat's nests. Rat's nest need to be destroyed. Oh, alright, that's a little bit annoying. That's a little bit a problem. And let's see what the tank is targeting. Remember, you can assist by typing F. Yeah, I think they are new people. I'm trying to give them some tip, like the assists they didn't know. Yeah. Murder and Onyx. I can ask them, which one of you are really new to the game? Nice. Welcome. There we go. I can be the torchbearer. Because I will have to save my stamina. I'm the only healer here. So yeah, confirmed there are new players that are discovering the game. Some for the day before. Mine here. Mine here. I can just heal from here, which is kind of convenient. There it is. Hey, Shrook! So, hello Osragon, hi. Hello Aren, hi. Any thought on Defender being able to use a long sword? Yes. The plan so far, and I know it's not going to please a lot of people, but each weapon is clearly stating what role you are. Therefore, you're a defender. You're not using the two-hander sword because that's a sword for... It's a weapon for strikers. So defender have access to the two-hander blunt weapon. So it's clearly show what is your role, and you can see it clearly when you are guys here first. Things to explore. And so that's the whole idea. That's why the supporters do not have a shield either. A lot of supporters say we want a shield, but no, they are not going to have shield. So this is the design philosophy behind the weapon choice, and therefore that's why it's not going to happen that way. There it is. Welcome on the channel, by the way. Do I personally... I think I like the fact that you can recognize in NPCs specifically, not so much into player, because, well, that's not really such a big deal, but I like the fact that you can recognize easily NPCs, and you know that, okay, this guy is a striker, this guy is a defender. Because you can adapt your strategy depending on what the role of the NPC are. And say, okay, we need to kill this one first. Here I need to position myself to have more pen because this is a defender. It has better armor. That kind of thing. So here I know it's a striker. It's not a defender, it's a striker. So it's going to do more damage, it's going to be more squishy. It's just... You want a two-handed sword, be a striker. You can be a knight with a two-hander mace. No. Warden, use any of the 3 weapons that they have access to. Role, it's role dependent, not class dependent. You will settle for the spear for now. Well, the spear is nice for off-tanking or for soloing, not so much for main tanking. Main tanking, it will always be the shield anyway. You see? So, you need to see the positional bonus you have with each weapon. And what it gives you. You see? What do I have as a crossbow? Alright. So will we add more weapon in future? That might be it. We will see about that. But for now we have much more things to think about. And much more important design to add to the game than the weapon. For now those roles work very nicely like that. It's fine like this. So what we need to work on is memory leak, performance, adding more dungeons, things like balancing things out, polishing certain things. Before to start to think about those aspects. I'm here to break the meta thematically. Yeah, I like people that does that. Because too many people are trying very hard to be meta player. And it's good as long as they don't influence everyone to play that way and saying, this is how you play the game. No, you play the game how you want. Some things will be more efficient than others. Some group will want you to play at your best. Some group will not care. Oh, chest. Chest, guys. Yeah. Look at this. Witch amulet. Ooh. 4 stamina regen. That I need. 4 stamina regen. That's better than what I have. I'm needing on that. No, you need what you need. But if you all agree that I will take this as a need on the amulet, as I've been needing it. No, but it's Boulder the winner, so that's okay. That's fine. Alright. Alright, it's fine. There it is, because I don't want, especially as GM, steal stuff. That being said, I play fair. I'm not adding myself GM stuff from the GM bank, so I'm playing like a normal player. But still, I always feel a little bit bad about needing things about, you know, with players, because I'm stealing them a chance to have the stuff. But I am not super lucky with Brawl, so I think it's okay. Sometimes I can have something, right? Okay, let's clear up. Let's clear up side first. It's important to not... Oh my god, we have Smuggler Soren again. Oh, Soren is back. Soren is back. I'm going to take some potion. Someone could stun this guy, that would be super cool. Otherwise I am going to die. So right now I really need to save my butt. I'm going to just do some most tank are very low in stam, not in stam, in health, but I don't have anything else to offer. Ah, shit. Ah. So they will have to rest me with salt, to revive me with salt. There it is. They have. Now Boulder is there too. I'm going to use my salt on him. I have 1 hit point. Should maybe take a potion. There it is. Onyx patching. There it is. Now I will need to regain some stamina. There. So I'm trying to regain more stamina. Also like that. Just would like to have this spell. Be nice. Soon. Yeah, there we go. Going to focus on Boulder for now. Then I will see if I can get this guy here. Going to use my salt, so I'm not using stamina on him. Oh. Whew. There it is. We were successful. We did what we could, and we prevailed. There it is. That was a nice fight. It was interesting. And you see, it can be stressful, it can be challenging, but it is also quite calm. Yeah, it's a nice tactic, actually. I think I want a big pot of grilled potatoes with a lot of salt and some pepper. I'm super hungry right now. And potatoes is something that I really... Oh my god, no. No. Okay, I can do this. It's okay. All is under control. Control again. And there it is. Really good. So it's pretty dark at the moment. With a little bit of light. That's better. So I'm enjoying this group. It's very nice. They're really cool. If you have any question, guys, don't hesitate to ask. I think I'm going to finish those. Only have 2. Yeah. Soon I will have my spell that reduces my aggro, and that will be so nice. I am so hungry. And I'm out of tea. You see, the dungeon exploration is kind of taking its time, even when you have a good group. We didn't wipe any time. I'm going to drop a torch here. I think we're going to drop this torch because it's alone, and it will be one more space in my inventory. Need to be smart with your inventory management in this game. All on the nest. Yeah, it's spawning plenty of rats. apparently we have another. There it is. Well played, guys. This is a very good group. Very nice people. Here we go. All right. Let's stay together. Ooh, this is not good. This is not good. I'm going to keep my torch here. I'm not really needed. Oops. Yeah, I have the aggro. I have massive aggro. I'm staying there. Oh shit. No. It could not save me. Oh no, it will be our first wife. No, 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 no. No. How many? We have only 2, 3 too. But yeah, without me alive, that's going to be difficult. And in 30 minutes I need to be over. Because in 30 minutes we will have the community show. Okay, so we have still 3 guys online. Oh, that's good. That's pretty nice. They managed to get rid of that. So after that there's 1 smuggler. They're doing the thief, so that could work, actually. So let's see. They're camping our corpse, yeah. But so far we have really done a very smooth run, which was nice. It was very nice to have a smooth run. Here. Okay. So 68 seconds. Yeah. Right, 6, 5. Waking up. Brilliant. Yeah, they did really well. That was good. That was very good. Very nice recovery. Pretty intense as well. Going to do a little screenshot here, maybe. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the news about Embers Adrift. If you want to see them live, join me every Friday on Twitch TV. You will find all the links related to all the thread, all the news, all the content creator I've been discussing about in the information below. I invite you to join us on Twitch if you want to see the show live, or to leave a comment with your question for a next episode. Thank you so very much for your support. Thank you for playing our games. Thank you for watching this video. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved one, and see you another time. Bye.